At first glance, the Radical RF-15 SOCOM just looks like any other AR-15, but we're going to show you what makes it so special. Thanks to our good friends over at Radical Firearms for sending this guy out. We really do appreciate it. Right out of the box, we're very impressed from the quality of this guy, and as later on we'll show, the shootability of it as well. Also, thanks to our good friends over at Bullet Volt for making this video possible, where investing meets ammunition. So right off the bat, this guy is a 16-inch AR-15 chambered in 5.56 and 223. We're going to go over all the things that we put on there first, and then go over the things that it comes with. So we added the flip-up Mobis sights, both front and rear, just because you need some backup irons. And then we put the Gotar HHC B22 optic. This guy is a Gen 1 clone from like the Sig Romeo series, and it is held up just fine. QD mount here for sling. Also, the stock has a built-in QD attachment right here, which we will go over in just a minute. We also add this Magpul vertical grip here. This is the M-LOK version. It is great for C-clamping and kind of getting a good grip on the rifle. And then we put a Magpul bad lever on there. So the rifle comes furnished with B5 furniture, which is very nice. I like the B5 stuff, so you get the grip and the stock. Again, like I said, it has the QD attachment built into the stock, so that is very nice. All you have to do is just put the other QD attachment so you can do a 2-point sling, which we highly recommend over a 1-point sling. One of the biggest things I like is that it is an aluminum or a metal lower. I wouldn't recommend a polymer lower. I know people have had success with them. We've even had success with them, but overall it just feels better, looks better, and in the long run will perform better. The upper and the rail is also metal as well, which feels very nice. Like we're going to talk about later on in the video, this whole skeletonized look is amazing. I'm a big fan of it. However, just know that as that heat is dissipating, it's going to be transferring onto your hand pretty quickly. I'd probably recommend some gloves if you're going to be shooting for a long period of time, but other than that, you're fine. The way this guy feels and comes right out of the box, it feels high quality, even though the price is very reasonable. Let's get to the range and have some fun.
75 grain hollow points. Will it jam or will it run? So one thing I'm gonna note just real quick after that little mag dump, the gas is like noticeably in my face. And there's a lot of oil on here and everything, so maybe as it runs through it will kind of die down a little bit. Man, that is noticeable. 55 grain FMJs, just standard ball ammunition. We'll see if it runs that. I think it'll run just fine. Call me dead shot because I hit the one thing that, okay, that's hot. Shot the bolt, snapped it off. We're gonna have to look for some grade 8 bolts because if that's just 5.56, that's a problem because we have these targets designated for a 50 BMG and a 50 BMG is a little bit bigger than 5.56. To be fair, this system right here is a little small, like bolt-wise, they're a little small compared to the hulls. Yeah, no jokes, on a real note. Too small for the hulls here. They also gave us extra springs, bolts, and everything, so if a situation like this does occur, you have extra on backup, which is also very nice. Your upper and your rail feel really solid. I mean, this really feels good in the hand. The weight distribution throughout the firearm just feels really good, really solid, honestly. Just right out of the box, I was like, okay. You know, when I think of a Radical Firearms, I think of something a little bit more in the budget end. This genuinely does feel high quality. And coming in at that price, it's very impressive.
Holy moly, I bet our neighbors hate us right now. That was a full mag, not a single problem. The rail, everything's starting to get a little warm here. Now I can hold on to this all day like it is. I'm not saying, this is gonna be nice in the winter too. Sean was mentioning this earlier, because it's so skeletonized here on the rail, it lets the heat dissipate a little bit quicker, a little bit easier. So also means you're gonna feel a little more because of how exposed it is. So there's pros and cons. But I mean, you'd have to be running this thing like crazy to get it hot enough where it's like, I can't hold that anymore. And it's spaced out from the barrel. You're not literally right around the barrel. So that's nice as well. Sean was mentioning earlier, this is all metal here. I like that a lot. I don't feel like I have to baby it. If I want to just throw this in the back of the car, back of the truck, put it in the side-by-side and take off out in the woods, whatever it is, it can get bumped up. I could drop it right now on a rock and it's not gonna break. It feels pretty sturdy and I like that a lot. It doesn't feel cheap. We'd like for y'all to comment down below, what's your experience been with Radical Firearms and their customer service? How's the response time been? Yes, we got this firearm sent out. We're extremely thankful for Radical Firearms sending it out, but there's a lot of companies we deal with that the response time is not so great, which means that on your end, for y'all looking to go get some of these guns we're reviewing, you know, you might have a similar problem, if not, you know, even worse there. So far, Radical Firearms has given us a lot of hope that they're gonna treat you guys well. So please comment down below your experiences. We'd love to hear from you guys. Didn't quite get my grip back all the way where I wanted, but it was pretty stern on that front. I was just like, I'm ready.
I love how I have a bad lever and I'm not even using it. I'm just kind of used to the good old smackaroo. Oh, we got a few more. Let's go for it. I could have used the bad lever again, I didn't.
Having firearms are great, but securing them is equally as important. That's why we trust Ring. No, we're not sponsored by them, we just genuinely like their products, and if you want to pick one up, the link will be in the description down below. I catch people all the time walking by my door, cars, dogs, and it's honestly kind of funny just going back into the footage and like seeing like the timestamp of like, oh, 3 a.m. there was a deer that walked right past the camera. Again, if you're interested, link in the description down below. Throughout the video, we were talking about the gassing issues. By the end of it, honestly, it kind of went away, so I think that was a little bit on the lube side of things. But once it cleared up and she started running, we didn't have much of the gas issues. So that was solved by the end of the video. Hit that bell notification and subscribe to the channel because we're going to keep you updated how it does after thousands and thousands of rounds, different attachments on there, a whole bunch of different things, so you don't want to miss that. We hope you guys enjoyed the video and we'll see you in the next one.